we're going to go ahead and get started because it's 6 and I know it's dinner time and school night and all of that good stuff. So we'll go ahead and get started. I am Sharon Kaplan. I am the ECC Assistant Director during the school year, well, year round, and then the Camp Director during the summer. I'll be here almost 10 years this fall, and this is about my 7th or 8th year as the camp director. So I'm excited to start another summer. It's so weird because I'm like, everyone's a blank face, so it's kind of weird looking at the screen. Sorry. So I just wanted to welcome everybody, and we're going to just get started. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat, and I'll try to get to them. Or at the end, feel free to ask any questions there as well, or email me, call me. I'm happy to answer any questions at any time. So just to give you an overview, camp hours are 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can drop off as early as 8:45 and pick up no later than 4:15. The reason we say 4:15 is because, as most of you know who have kids who are in the ECC and have been for years, or have kids who are outside camp, afternoon carpool kind of blocks the entrance and exits going into the JCC. So sometimes, it could be as late as 4:15 before you can even get in to pick up your kids. So 8:45 drop off, 4:15 is late for pickup, but we are also open 7:30 to 5:30. So if you need to register for AM and or PM care and you haven't done so, you still can. There are a couple openings. It is almost full. But if you are unsure that you have registered for it, just let me know and I can check it out. We can go from there. We are going to have a Meet the Counselors on June 2nd, but from 12 to 2 p.m. It's an open house.
What is she talking about?
Time between those hours. And meet your camp counselors. If you have items that you want to bring, which we will talk about, you can bring them then, just that way, so that first day of camp, we can have a smooth entrance for drop-off. We have 2 camp groups for the ECC Camp Pitzel. Those are our youngest campers. They have to be 3 by May 31st. And our 4-year-old campers, which are Canton, they have to be 4 by August 15th. Our 3-year-old campers who are in Pitzel, there's one group with 18 kids and 4 counselors. The ratio to that is 9-to-1, but we, like I said, 18 kids, 4 counselors. In Canton, there are 2 groups of 20, ratio being 13-to-1, but we have 3 counselors in each group. The pool ratios are a little different, but we'll talk about that when we get to pool ratio, or we get to talking about the pool, which I'm going to segue straight into. Our Pitzel campers swim once a day. They swim in the Froggy Pool. The Froggy Pool is the kiddie pool here. It goes up to basically the kids' shin, some of their knees. They will swim in there for about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the day. There is a lifeguard present up there with them as well, and then all of our staff as well. The Canton campers will swim twice a day. The first swim will be in the morning, will be instructional swim, and the second swim will be free swim. In the morning, your campers will come with their bathing suit on, regardless of which age. So they'll come with their bathing suit on, with sunscreen on, with a cover-up, or for girls, a dress, for boys, just a shirt, or shorts and a t-shirt for girls and boys, whichever it is. They do need to be dressed for swimming with sunscreen on. For our Pitzel campers, you'll pack a bag of extra clothes, or just those clothes if they wore, like I said, a dress or a cover-up or shorts and a t-shirt with some underwear. So those can be put on after swim. And you'll send a towel. You'll send a towel as well. For Pitzel, the towel will come on Monday and we'll send it home on Friday, because during that time, they'll have that time to uh, dry out the towel. So we'll keep it during the week. For Catan time, because we swim in the morning and then again in the afternoon, the campers will come with in their bathing suit again, and then pack a second bathing suit. The kids will change into that second bathing suit after swimming, put that cover up, t-shirt, dress, whatever it is, back on. And then they will change after free swim in the afternoon to their extra change of clothes. And again, whether it's a cover up or a swimsuit or shorts and t-shirt, just make sure to pack underwear, socks, and shoes for the change. For our Catan time campers, I'm going to go over instructional swim and free swim. So the instructional swim, on the first day that they're here, so the first Monday of the session that they're registered for, our aquatic staff, Nicole, who is the assistant aquatics director, and Wesley, who will be new and getting ready to start here at the J, will be the aquatics director. They will be testing all of our kids that Monday morning. They'll put them in a level based on their comfortability, based on how comfortable they are in the water. So a lot of kids will start with that 1 or 2, just because they also don't know Nicole or Wesley, so they may not be comfortable getting in the pool with them. That doesn't mean that they're actually a 1 or 2. Once they get comfortable with the instructor, they'll move up. And you will get a notification on which level that they are in, as well as what they're working on and what we are working on with them to improve, and if they've moved up or not. Each session, you'll get all of that information. The swim groups are instructors through the GCC, and there are about 5 to 6 kids in each group with the instructor. Our ratio at the pool is 4 to 1. So there are lots of myself, Miss Lindsay, who's our ECC director, all of the lifeguards, aquatic staff, all that are out there with optional swim. For free swim in the afternoon, the kids will swim in the L-shaped pool. If you haven't been here, it is the zero entry. It is a zero entry entrance into the pool. It's an L shape. The deepest it goes in that L shape is 3 feet. But the kids will all have on green wristbands every time they go to free swim. And everyone who works at the pool, all of the camp staff, all of our staff, everyone knows that anyone who has on a green wristband can only be in that L shape part of the pool. For the beginning part of the summer, the kids always end up just playing in the playground area, the walkway in. Very rarely do they start going into that 3 feet until they are comfortable swimmers. With that being said, though, again, I have, with 40 kids out there, we have 10 to 12 staff that we take outside, plus the 3 lifeguards that are out there provided by the aquatics department. And so we have half of our staff in the pool, half of our staff on the outside, plus the 3 lifeguards. So we are well placed all throughout the pool, monitoring all of the kids at the pool. So you're free to ask any questions, after, like I said, in the chat or after about pool, but that's just the main information about swimming. So the day usually starts with that instructional swim, which is why I wanted to get it for both with instructional swim and then the free swim for the Pitzel. So that's basically how the morning starts. So they're going to come dressed, get ready to go to swim. After swim, everyone's going to come back, change. They're going to have snack, and then we're going to start our daily routine. So the kids will be going to, during the week, PE, music, creative movement, theater, nature, STEAM, science, Israeli Scouts, and Israeli culture. So we all during the week we go to all 10 activities. whether it's in the morning, in the afternoon, but we will get all of those during the week. And they are all throughout the building. Some of them are outside by camp areas. Some of them are, some of them come to our classrooms. It kind of just depends, but we are all over the building.
Okay.
So that's basically how the day rolls with our Pitzel campers. After that, we'll have lunch, nap, and then after they wake up from nap, we still may have other activities that we'll go to. We'll have playground time, center time, and then really it's time to go home. For our Katantan campers, after nap, they then go to free swim. And then after free swim, they'll come back and have a snack and really either playground or center time, as then it's time to go home as well. So the day goes really fast, really quick, and it's full of a lot of amazing fun things. Each session we also have like a surprise visitor. So there'll be a session where we'll have a science, there's a guy who comes in and does a science project. There's a guy, we'll have a visit from the fire trucks. We'll have a magician. We'll have blow-ups. We'll have water slides. So we have a visitor in each of the sessions to do something fun with all of the kids. So we're going to talk about a nap now. Each child will need a 2-inch thick mat. Also a happy nappy. I know a lot of schools, our ECC has the mat. Our kids have mats, but I know some schools, they allow for happy nappies. We will as well, but just a reminder, if they aren't a happy nappy, they are sleeping directly on the floor, whereas the 2-inch mat is what, is kind of what they lay on here and not directly on the floor. The mats can be bought at Knowledge Tree, Amazon, and the crib sheets or a pack and play sheet, all of those fit on the mats. But again, a happy nappy works as well. But as far as nap time goes, each Pitzel and Katantan sleep for about an hour. They do not have to nap, but they do have to stay quietly on their mat in that time. But you'll be surprised with summer and swimming and all the activities outside and go. Most of them actually do sleep during nap. Let's see, keep going here. As far, like I had mentioned, you will put sunscreen on your kids before they come to camp. We will put sunscreen on them after pool because we'll be going outside. We will also put sunscreen for our Katantan kids on before they go to free swim. Please send sunscreen labeled, but we ask you to not send spray sunscreen. The reason for the spray, not to have the spray, is because we put it on in the classroom. And some people's allergies are sensitive to the spray. 1, and 2, if it gets on the floor, then the floor is slippery and we don't want anyone falling and hurting themselves and all that. So we really ask if you could stick to lotions, face sticks, anything like that, rather than spray. That would be great. If you have not started filling out your camp forms, actually a lot of people have, but if you have not started filling out your camp forms, they are actually due by today, on the 8th. You have until the 22nd before we're going to really, really hound you to get it, because your kids cannot start, per our licensing, your kids cannot start camp without the paperwork being done and a non-expired Tennessee State immunization record in their file. So if you have not done your paperwork, please do so. As well as for Katantan, we can't guarantee that your kid will be, their request for groups, and we can't guarantee that your kid will be in the groups. Actually, after May 8th, I will start working on camp groups tomorrow. So, like I had mentioned, you're going to send your child in their bathing suit, sunscreen apply with the clothes in their bag for later in the day. What we also recommend is sending a Ziploc bag or a wet bag, a Kroger bag, any type of bag to put that wet stuff in, because if not, all of the stuff in their backpack becomes wet as well. So simple Ziploc bag or a Kroger bag will do, but if you have a wet bag, that's great also. Please also send a extra set of clothes. We know, kids have accidents, happens all the time around here. So if you'll send an extra set of clothes to keep it just in their cubby for the weeks that they're here, whether it's 2 or all 8 or somewhere in between, just so we can keep that in their cubby for an extra set of clothes. So that get my pages. Wanted to mention to clearly label everything. Label. I cannot say that enough. We all shop at the same stores. Some of the kids have the same shoes, bathing suits, dresses, shorts, t-shirts. Everyone loves Cat and Jack. So please label everything so we can make sure it gets to the right home. Socks, I'm not so worried about. Most kids obviously know their shoes, but if they're using water shoes, which I'll talk about now, please label them. A lot of the water shoes are the same. With water shoes, we highly recommend water shoes. They actually just redid the bottom of the pools, which is great, but that lends to, some kind of bubbles in the paint and all that kind of stuff. Water shoes are highly recommended in both sets of pools. And it's also easier to walk out to the pool in water shoes than the tennis shoes and socks. The tennis shoes and socks, they get wet when they leave the pool because they put, that all on to leave the pool wet. So I highly recommend sending your kid in water shoes. They do need closed-toed shoes for the day, but you could have something like the Keens or Tevas or stuff. Oh, I guess that's not closed-toed. Keens, but it really needs to be socks and shoes or something that has a Velcro, something that the kids' shoes are going to stay on. Like I said, they play outside at the field. They're going to go to sports. They're going to go on walks and that kind of stuff. So always please with the water shoes, they can come into camp in the water shoes, but please pack tennis shoes in their bag for the rest of the day. But again, label water bottles, backpacks, everything label, because again, our counselors who are our teachers during the school year know their currently enrolled kids and know some of their stuff, but not all the other stuff. So I want to talk a little bit about Brightwheel. For those of you who are not ECC parents, we use a program daily called Brightwheel. During the school year, it's where we, make notes of things. There's a messenger for the for the parents to ask teachers questions. It is the way we send pictures and videos and everything during the school year. We use that also for check-in and check-out. So for the summer, you guys will be entered into the Brightwheel for check-in and check-out purposes, as well as messages from the teachers, pictures, videos of what's going on during camp. And then on Fridays, I will send out a newsletter of what's gone on during the week, what to look forward to next week, some simple reminders, could be tie-dye week, so we're going to tell you what's going on with that. So look forward to the newsletters that I'll be sending out Friday about what goes on and what's upcoming, but that'll all be on Brightwheel. When it gets closer to camp, you'll get an email from Brightwheel saying that you have been entered. Accept it, download the app. You don't have to fill out all of the information. You don't have to fill out the address and the emergency contacts and all of that kind of stuff that we ask for during the school year, because we have that on your camp doc paperwork. But I do need you to sign up for it so you can check in, you can check out, and the teachers, counselors will be able to, message you questions and stuff like that. And again, for our new families, I'll send an email about Brightwheel when it gets closer. If you were here last summer, you will not get an email directly from Brightwheel. You'll just need to re-upload the app. And when you do that, it'll take you straight back to your profile from last year. But again, hold on, I can get you your stuff. That was Miss Lindsay. So, but I will send the email the same day about Brightwheel, so you'll know to download the app then. Okay, moving on. We're going to talk about health guidelines here at camp. Just because we know summer colds, things happen. We just ask that you carefully monitor your camper's health. Let us know if anything is going on so we can let the camp groups know if anything is going on. We will send home if your child has a fever 100.4 or higher. With that being said, when a child is sent home, they do have to be out a calendar day before they can come back. They also have to be fever-free in that time frame for 24 hours without the aid of medication. If they go to the doctor and the doctor says it was an ear infection, they're okay to come back as long as you bring us a doctor's note. We are okay with that. If it's something like strep, for instance, they have to be on antibiotics for 24 hours, and then again, fever-free without the aid of medication for 24 hours. And again, we ask that you let us know if we send your child home and they go to the doctor and they come back with strep. If you'll please let us know so we can tell the other families just to keep an eye out for their kids. And then speaking of medication, if your child is on any sort of medication daily, please email me and we'll go through the steps. I'll have you fill out all the paperwork and everything we need here, so you're not having to do that the first day of camp. So we can talk about that if that is something that you need. Same with if your child has an allergy that may need an EpiPen, contact me and we will we'll get everything squared away, get your paperwork rolling, and that way on that first day of camp, all you've got to do is drop off the medicine and we'll be good to go. Have a good night. There are some classrooms that will be have certain allergies, like a peanut-free camp group for a session or an egg-free camp group for a session. Some may be all summer long, depending if somebody's in camp that long. Some may be just for a session, but our counselors will know all that information and they'll let you know that going forward. We are not a peanut-free facility, but there might be some camp groups who are. When we do that, it will be anything. It has to be peanut-free. Nothing made in a facility that contains nuts. If you're sending leftovers, please make sure that any of the stuff in your leftovers that you're sending as well, follow those codes as well. Let's see. We do have, like I said, you'll send every day 2 snacks, an AM snack and a PM snack, as well as lunch. We do not have food here. You will send everything from home daily. You're welcome to label the AM snack or PM snack, or if you send everything in the lunch, the teachers will just have the child pick out something from there that they would like for their AM snack or PM snack. Sometimes it's just easier just to go ahead and label it. Like I said, we had talked about Brightwheel. With the Brightwheel, there's a sign in and sign out. You're going to do that because you will have to walk your child in and pick your child up from their room, or if they're in AM care or PM care in the activity center where AM care or PM care will be. There are QR codes all over the ECC, so you'll be able to check in and check out there. But we do not have carpool for ECC Camp. So if you have a child who is in big camp, you can either pick up your child in ECC Camp, come in, walk to the campground for pickup, get in line, whatever you find easiest. Some people find going through, the carpool line, then parking, then coming in. Some people find it's easier to come in, pick up their camper, then walk outside to the pavilion to get their big camper. Whatever you see fit. What I can recommend is if you do not have an outside camper and you're only picking up your inside camper, if it was me, I would park up front and then come in, because carpool in the back of is crazy. So I highly recommend, if you are just picking up an ECC camper during the summer, to come through the front. And again, you'll be able to get through into the ECC to pick up your kid. Now, if it is rainy day carpool will be up front in the front of the building. So that's what I recommend, to park in the back. So it's a little tricky in that. You will need a key fob. If you are a member of the JCC and you have a key fob, your key fob will be turned on to access the ECC when your child is in camp. If they're here all summer, then your fob will work for all summer. If they're here for 1 session, 2 sessions, your fob will work for the sessions that they are here. If you are not a member and you haven't gotten a key fob, please stop by the J and get a key fob, or you can do it on the 2nd when you're here for Meet the Counselors. But if you can't come that day, please stop by and get a key fob, because that is what's going to give you access into the ECC. For camper pickup and drop off, like I said, you'll have to pick them up and drop them off in their classroom. But I do want to let you know somebody has to be 18 years or older to pick up. You won't be able to send in your outside camper to pick up your inside camper. They have to be 18 years old to pick up here in the ECC per our licensing. Let's see, I think I covered everything that I had on my list. I just want to remind you, in the backpack, you're going to pack a towel, a change of clothes, a hat, sunscreen, mat, water bottle, waterproof bag, and label everything. For Katantan campers, you're going to just pack everything the same, just pack a second swimsuit in that. So those were all my stuff that I have. Oh, I do want to say that your counselors, once the groups are done, the counselors will be calling. They'll be calling that week of Memorial Day, letting you know their names, the other counselors in the group, just some things to go over, introducing themselves. And you're welcome to ask them any questions about anything. They may say to contact me. Or you're welcome to ask me questions at any time. And I'm really looking forward to spending the summer with you guys. So that is all I have. Are there any questions that anyone else has? No questions?
I have a question, Sharon. If we have a big camper and a little camper, I'm not sure, what time does big camp start? Is that 8:30?
Yeah, big camp actually starts at 8:30. We do not start in here until 8:45. The reason they start opening camp does not start until 9. Let me start there. Camp does not start until 9 for both camps. They start opening carpool doors at 8:30 outside, just to keep carpool running smoothly. But you cannot drop off inside unless you are in AM care until 8:45.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Hey, Sharon, I forgot. So the mat, is that something we can leave in the classroom per session?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That Sunday that you come, if you can come for Meet the Counselor, if not on Monday, I recommend bringing the mat, bringing that extra sunscreen that we're going to leave here, bringing the extra change of clothes, anything that you're really going to leave here for the summer or for the session. I recommend bringing that on that Sunday. And then that way Monday you're only packing like each week stuff. The mat, the sheet for the mat will go home on Friday, so it can be washed and cleaned to come back on Monday, but the mat itself will just stay for the summer.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions? Nope. No questions. Alrighty, like I said, give me a call, send me an email, stop me in the hallway anytime, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. So with that, have a good night.